Hey there, Sherry Caulfield here. Welcome to today's Two on Tuesday. Each week, I share a powerful 2-minute tip that, when implemented in your business, will have a dramatic impact on your productivity, your revenue, and the ease and success you enjoy in your business. Today, I want to ask you a question about when you make a new meal or bake something. Do you use a recipe and follow it to the T, or do you kind of use your creativity and kind of mix it up a little bit here and there? Both are okay, right? But there are different kinds of people. Now, I happen to be a baker that I use a little bit of my own creativity when I make a recipe. And if I don't like coconut, then I don't put coconut in it or whatever it might be. But my friend is a very structured person, and she follows every recipe to the T. She puts, exactly that cup of flour, and she scrapes off the top so it's not a grain over a cup. She follows every step in terms of creaming the butter and sugar and mixing the raw ingredients together. That recipe is to a T followed. And when both of us take that, whatever that recipe was for, out of the oven, we may get different results. My creativity may work and it may be awesome, or it may kind of fall flat. Her following that recipe to the T may also have different results. Sometimes it may turn out perfectly, and other times it doesn't turn out so well. What's the difference? How does she know what caused her recipe, when she followed it to the T, not to work? Well, she doesn't, right? Because she doesn't necessarily know how the person that designed the recipe made the decisions to do things in a certain order. She doesn't know that maybe her oven temperature is off and that impacted the recipe. So it's going to be very difficult in a lot of ways for her to figure out why the recipe didn't work. Now, let's tailor that to your business. How often in your business are you implementing strategies where you're following somebody else's recipe to the T? They're giving you the 10 steps to put in place and you're implementing them, but maybe you don't have a relationship with them that when it doesn't work, do you know what to do? Do you know why you use a certain order in your copy on an email? Do you know what difference it makes to have a 20% conversion versus a 40% conversion, and what impacts that conversion rate? There are so many things in our business that can impact our recipe for anything we implement in our business. And I know we go to marketing mostly around this, but it's in anything that we do. Why we get the results we get from an automation service, an email management service, or why we get better results from using one VA than another. Those are all things that have a lot of moving parts, a lot of ingredients to the recipe. So here's what I want you to think about. When you choose to implement something that you have learned from someone else, you need to make sure that you have the ability to keep working with that recipe until you get it right. Way too many entrepreneurs just throw that recipe out the window and they go try something else. So, tried a 5-day challenge, didn't work. Going to throw that strategy away and go try podcasts or whatever it might be. Totally different strategies. What you learned about creating 5-day challenges is certainly not going to work for a podcast for the most part. So instead of throwing that recipe out the window, when you implement something new, use the kind of the framework and the mindset of, that wasn't a failure. I just created results that I wasn't happy with. So now I get to tweak and test and find different ways to improve that recipe so that I get the results that I want. Now, my friend, she probably wouldn't even do that with a new recipe on a chocolate cake. But you can do that with your business. And you can make sure that you're not throwing recipes out the window before you know that they're really not for you and your business. That's it for this week's Two on Tuesday. I'll see you next week.